Everyone, how are we doing? So real quick, first off, got to tell you, making those thumbnails, little thumbs up in today's video, not as easy as you would think. Your mind goes crazy when the camera turns on, but anyways, what can you do? So I want to talk about what's going on in the market today. As always, up early. I think this is my third cup of coffee. So I just wanted to talk to you about what I saw today, and how it might affect real estate investing, cost of capital, consumer, all of that. So first and foremost, it looks like the stock market's getting pretty close to all-time highs. I find those times over my investing career, certainly since I've been following money, those are, I don't know if I would say risky times, but certainly times to pay attention. Probably not a time I would be fully invested in the market, but again, never trust me on stocks. I'm not a stock person. Don't own any stocks, haven't for 15 years, 16 years, something like that. But again, right, you have market risk, sector risk, company risk. And when you're at all time highs, you sort of open yourself up to all of that. And it might be time to take some money off the table or diversify. At least look at your accounts and see where you are invested. I think most investors don't do that nearly enough. So, right, pay attention there. Looks like the trade war, again, continues to kind of guide on a positive path. I say that because we had more exemptions today. The US exempted, as I remember, plastic straws, dog leashes, and some other things. Again, all of that's positive in my mind. I think maybe we got a little tit for tat kind of ratcheting up, and now we seem to be on the other side of that coming down. And again, I think that does a couple of things. First, obviously, it lowers prices. We're a consumer-based economy. That's all good. That's noise probably in the system. I think what this does, this exemption back and forth, actually makes the consumer feel better. And that's important, right? When the trade war was going this way, that way, this way, that way, you could see the average consumer going, what's going on? Because they don't really know what a trade war is. They don't really understand until they go to the store and buy something that used to be X and now it's Y. But now that they've reversed this trend, both on China and in the US, I think consumers are going to start to feel better. And as you throw out little tidbits about, I don't know, it's not really partnership, but mutual, respect or whatever you want to call that, I think that's pretty cool. But again, I think what's going to happen is this will translate to consumers and consumers will feel better. So while a month ago they may have been feeling nervous, apprehensive, maybe not going out and buying something, I think now they're going to start to feel better. I think it's been going on long enough. We haven't seen a punch on the negative side in 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks maybe. So very, very, it's starting to feel pretty good. There's obviously lots of time between now and whenever this finishes, so it could go the other way pretty quickly. But I think the positive trend is now definitely a trend, where before maybe it was a single point and you can't do a trend. I think we've seen enough points where you could call it trend now. So very encouraging, definitely for a consumer-based economy. Did a couple of research today on the iPhone, and again, it's the day it's coming out. There are talks of lines. Again, I told you I think a week or 2 weeks ago that I'd be very interested to see, because again, $1,000 phone or whatever they are, um, is not a joke, right? It's not $10. So to see that there are lines and consumers, it means again the consumers are feeling better, which I think is very interesting and very good for the economy. It'll be interesting to see. This is how, if this continues on this path, the consumer feeling good, right, for call it 60 or 90 days into the end of the year, the Fed's going to have to raise rates, because again, I think what we were seeing before was the consumer was starting to retract. And now if the consumer starts to feel better, we'll start to spend more, unemployment stays below 4%, manufacturing turns a corner, comes around, things could get pretty interesting. So that was interesting. The other thing I saw is that delivering alpha, it's basically a big event for, I don't know, hedge funds and high net worth individuals, something you and I ever go to. But there was consistent talk about the upcoming election, and there were some quotes I took down. It was interesting in reference to one of the candidates. It says, If they win, they just simply won't open the stock market. It's like, oh my gosh. Right. So there are some people out there that definitely are of the ilk to basically target dangerous. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next year as the Democratic field kind of consolidates and we really find out who are the one of the 2000 companies who haven't made any profits filing to go public. In this case, it was Airbnb, which is planning to go in early 2020. So again, that's it's interesting because it will unlock a bunch of wealth. It could have an impact on Bay Area real estate. We're going to see how Airbnb fares. Is it going to go the way of Uber and Lyft and Slack, where it comes out and then fall as far as owning that it used to be, right? Again, as an IPO, I don't care about. But it'd be interesting to see about their business model plans for growth, where they're going with the business model, because I think they really unlock something with Airbnb. So that's what I have today. Again, all-time highs. Be careful. Look at your really do yourself a favor and look at your portfolio today and see if it's in the right spots for next year, because next year could be pretty interesting. And but again, always not a stock guy. Don't listen to me. I have no opinions. I don't own anything, so why would you listen to me on that? I'm just a real estate guy looking to track consumers, which seem to be heading on the right path. Right, the trade war is good. Apple iPhone seems to be interesting to folks. So that's what I saw today. And then again, of course, Airbnb looks to go public next year. All right, everybody, take care. Thanks.